I'm going to share with you some of the things I've found to be really important and helpful whenever we're going through a healing journey. Number one, I found that whether it is physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, ancestral, whatever, wherever we're finding the healing to be arriving for us to be working with, it's all the same process. So if it's a physical healing process, right, I'm feeling physically sick or an illness comes on, it's actually the same process to go through healing that it is if it's purely emotional, if I'm going through a big emotional event, right, spiritual, relational, whatever, wherever the work is coming up for us to do. For healing to happen, the process is ultimately the same thing. So continuing to just, regardless of whatever comes up or where it's coming up, know, okay, if something doesn't feel good here, it's here for healing, and the process is going to be the same thing. Number two, healing requires honesty. It requires so much honesty. It requires us to get so honest with ourselves, with each other, with everyone around us. It's actually impossible to do really good healing work, or any healing work for that matter, with dishonesty present. So roll up your sleeves, get really honest, do your best to get as honest as you can possibly be, and it's going to really help the healing process speed up. Number three, all healing is about us getting even more in alignment with our own self. So just knowing that, right? Something is here. If it's not feeling good, it's because I'm not in alignment with my core self, with my truest self. So allowing it to be part of the inquiry and the process to get even more in alignment with your core essence, who you really are in your heart of hearts, knowing that that's really what this is all about. Number four, trust everything. Trust everything. Trust it all. Trust everything that comes. Whatever is coming up inside of you, trust it all. So often we fight or resist or we judge something that comes up like, oh, this is bad. This is awful. I don't want to work on it. Or this is wrong. Something's wrong here. See if you can just soften all of that and let it all be here perfectly on purpose. It's all here for a reason. You can trust that. You can always trust everything that comes up inside of you, as well as also what's coming up in your life. Number five, relaxation speeds up the process. So do your best to relax. Relax your physical body, relax your emotional body, your heart, relax, soften, let things move through. See if you can find any tension that you're holding right in your brain, any place in your existence. See if you can find contraction or tension, breathe into it and see if you can soften. See if you can relax, because relaxation is going to help the whole process feel so much better, and if anything, speed up. Number six, healing is not the destination. It's not. We're not trying to heal. We're actually in process. We're en route to thrive. Healing is the portal. It's the path to get to thriving. So just remembering that, right? Healing itself is not what we're here to do. We're here to thrive. So allowing healing to actually be the path, the journey, the portal, the threshold that takes us to an even greater space of thriving. And to remember that if we're not thriving in every place in our life, we have more healing to do. More healing is going to arrive for us to work with it and through it so that we can get to an even greater state of thriving. Number seven, become a self-care master. Absolute master of self-care. Learn how to love yourself the best that anyone has ever known how to love you. Learn how to take care of yourself the best that anyone has ever been able to take care of you. To really do healing well, we become the masters of our own self-care, our own self-love, right? We know absolutely what we need, how to take care of ourselves, and that becomes our top priority. It becomes priority number one, especially if we're in a healing process. In life in general, yes. And if we're really going through a healing process, self-care and self-love become number one. Number eight, trust the yuck. Trust the yuck. It usually feels worse before it feels better. Period. It really does. So trusting that when it feels worse, it actually is a good sign. It's a good sign. You're doing something right. The more that we relax and trust and lean in and let things come, the more yucky stuff typically comes. We can trust that. We can soften. We can just take some more breaths, breathe some more, take care of ourselves even more in our self-care, self-love, and relax and trust that if it feels yucky, it's good. It means we're doing good work. Trust the yuck. Number 9, practice patience. Be patient. Be as allowing as possible. When we tense and we judge and we're trying to speed things up, or we're like, make this happen faster, anything like that, it actually slows the process down and it makes it take longer. So, big breath, see if you can soften even more, get patient, get into that space of as long as it needs, it's gonna be, it's okay. I give you whatever time you need, dear one, to heal, to go through this process. Whatever time you need, all the time in the world, I'm right here. I love you. Take your time. Whatever you need. I love you. Practice patience. Number 10, love, breath, and connection are always our best tools. Always. Really get good at love, letting love in, big L love, universal love, God love, whatever we call that. Let it in. Let it soak into all your places. Get to be so good at breathing and loving and connecting with everything that arises for you. Remembering that if it's here, it wants to be loved. Period. That's what it's all about. If it's coming up, it's because it wants to feel like it belongs. It wants to feel like it belongs, like it's accepted, like it's a part of your tribe, like it's able to come home. So really utilize love, breath, and connection to just keep bringing everything home, including accepting, loving, hearing, seeing, and really holding it in a space of we're all here together and we're all moving forward. Number 11, learn to trust the wisdom of your body and really listen. Learn that your body is the best. It's one of the absolute best tools that we have to be able to tap into what is needed at this time to support us in getting to a space of thriving. The body knows. The body is built to actually keep leading towards a space of thriving. So learn to really listen and trust the intelligence of the body. Listen when it's time to move, to get moving. Listen when it's time to rest. Listen what foods are going to be the most helpful and what foods are not going to be the most helpful. Really listen to the body. Is it time to get outside and get some fresh air? Is it time to sit and maybe do some journaling? Is it time to cry and feel? The body knows. So really learn to listen and trust what the body is telling us. Number 12, 4 L's, listen, learn, love, let go. Repeat. Over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. Listen to whatever comes up and learn with and through it. What's here? Love it, include it, accept it. Where are you from? What do you need? Where does this come from? How can I love you? What is needed here to love even deeper and fuller? And as much as possible, as much as we possibly can, let it all go. Let everything that comes up, learn from it, listen to it, love it, and see if we can let it all go. We're in this great space of washing, of letting go, of releasing, and the more we're able to do that, the more we're able to just lift easily and rise. It's the natural state that happens when we're letting go of all of the older, heavier stuff. Number 13, we always feel better when we get to the other side of a healing event. So it's another thing that we can just lean into and trust. We can just remember we always feel better when we get to the other side. So keep with it, keep at it. Know that it's so much as by the time we go through a good healing process, we're going to feel so much better at the end of it. And that feeling better is cumulative. It keeps growing. It keeps building on top of itself. We don't have to keep doing this work over and over and over again. We don't, unless you want to. It really is a release, it's relief, and it's an uplift. And that uplift continues to build and grow and on top of itself. So knowing that that's what so much of this is about, continuing to do this good work to know that we're going to feel better and better because of this process that we're going through. Last but not least, to remember that heal, whole, and holy are the same word. It's the same word. It's the same energy. It's the same. It's the thing. We're healing in our remembered wholeness, and our wholeness is our remembered holiness. That everything within us is sacred, it's holy, it's a part of the whole, and that wholeness is absolutely part of our expressed divinity and our felt deepest sensation of divinity. And when we're coming into that space over and over again, that's what this is all about. Heal, whole, holy. The process of healing is the process of remembered wholeness, which is the process of remembering that all things are sacred and holy.